Hey everyone, I'm back with Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut. I had to actually go back and look up what I'd done already so I could it's been so long and I needed to come up with a game plan. Having done that, we're gonna start a new game.
You're on a path and you're here to...
And we're gonna skip a lot of this because we've seen it all, except I guess we shouldn't skip this because I'm going to do something different. I'm going to turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Let's see here. To mimic what I did when I first played this game, because I played the first demo when it came out. This is what I did actually. My very first inclination was to turn around and leave, but because I had done that in both the demos, when the actual game came out, I went into the cabin and then I turned around and left second. But this time, this is a new game. We're going to turn around and leave and see what happens. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave
You're
again.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Dies. Forever.
This one's funny. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that.
Luckily, I don't.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh yeah? Well, I guess I'll start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Chapter 2, The Stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
You can already see, this is different here, this background.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's see. Haven't I done all these? Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely going to slay that princess. Whoops. Oh man, we're back to that again. You know I could tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously, I'm begging you. Because apparently right-clicking canceled his narration.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will... If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
I feel like, having heard the Contrarian in other scenarios, I feel like it's very obvious that this whole scenario was one of the first scenarios in the demo. So I feel like they hadn't quite nailed down the Contrarian voice. He sounds a little bit more high-pitched than he does in other scenarios, but I could just be misremembering.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Proceed into the cabin.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Oh yeah, this certainly looks like the kind of thing a princess would do, like just a normal princess.
You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
The narrator is the
But
science.
if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
Yeah, my knees are a bit weak. My palms are sweaty.
Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
I just, now that I just hear lose yourself, I just hear the fucking song. For being such a meme that I'm well familiar with, I don't remember the lyrics off the top of my head. I can hear it in my head, but not, what's being said.
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
I don't think the question was if it's real or not.
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Sure.
Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Let's just say it doesn't matter. The only reason to pick the mirror option is just to see what the Contrarian says.
But it does matter. Don't you care if we're being lied to? If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us?
He's hiding the truth.
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Mirror just, like, vanished.
There was a mirror a second ago. and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
I'm not sure if taking the blade actually matters. So I'm just gonna enter the basement. At least it didn't used to, but they could have added some stuff to this route. This route's pretty straightforward.
The basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
Looks like stone to me.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odor that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Yeah, that's not a very relatable description. I have no idea what that smells like.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Oh, my favorite line. I'm glad they didn't fix that for this scenario.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
I mean, I didn't bring a knife, so...
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Take the harsh stairs to the left, take the center staircase, take the soft stairs to the right. Apply our Goldilocks theorem and take the center stairs.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one careful, focused step after another. 1 foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether.
Oh, my cursor's turned into a head.
Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
Okay, well, I don't think I've ever actually gone down the center staircase. I've gone to the other two, and if you go down the hard one, everything just gets increasingly jagged and hard until it describes your knees hurting or whatever. And then it just goes back here. And if you go to the soft one, the stairs keep getting increasingly soft until you're like sinking into them. But then it goes back to here, so it's not a big... Doesn't look like it changes anything.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here.
I also want to say I like overall where this route takes you, like in the end, but the demos had a very, very different princess that came out of this, and it was very evocative. I really wanted to know what the fuck was going on there, but they didn't go with it in any capacity.
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down.
I should say they didn't go with the design, the princess design, because this is a pretty normal looking princess. She's just in darkness. The other design was like messed up, and I wanted to know why.
You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Which one of these do I want? I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was here.
And yet here you are. How strange. Do you remember anything at all? Do you know why you're here? Do you know me?
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face.
It's very blank looking.
She's so blank. I have no idea who she is.
Oh, that's pretty funny. I seem to do that a lot in this game, where I have a reaction that just... And I'm not doing it on purpose, where I say something that just ends up being said directly after.
Isn't that fun? A new puzzle for us to take apart. If she's keeping her cards close to her chest, it's because she wants to deceive you.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it.
Yeah, this is the same as before, so it's not looking like they added anything.
It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it?
Words of wisdom. All you did was ramble on about how I shouldn't be shirking my duty that I never asked for, by the way. I'm not like a licensed princess slayer, otherwise known as a murderer or an assassin. I'm just some bird.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Yeah, I think every time I ask a question, it's going to break her. This one is a combination of the last three options all at once, so that's probably not what we want. Getting down here was weird, like I pulled apart and put... Wait, like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me?
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you?
It's a weird face.
We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
I like this one.
Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either.
What's your name?
Princess. You can call me Princess if you'd like. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
Well, I'm here now.
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
Is it untrustworthy to not have a name? That seems more untrustworthy of your parents than you. There's more of you now.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago. I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
Is she talking to me or is she talking to the other version of herself when she says that?
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I, which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We could always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those stairs. Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it.
I don't want it.
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore.
I don't know, when you asked for her name, they all agreed they don't have one.
We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
Aw, man. These are all hostile options. I'm pretty sure this, like, ends the route. This last one here. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're down here? I don't like this sentence because it says you're locked up, down, and then says down. I can see why this would be tricky because, like, other options might be, for all I know, you're imprisoned down here for a reason, but it could just say, for all I know, you're locked up here, and you don't say down.
Is this a quiz? If you're here, then surely you know why I'm here.
How does that make sense? Follow me, lead me through that train of logic.
But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen, or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
I like her whiny voice, but it'll get grating after a while, or it would.
Don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
I don't like that one.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this.
Maybe I like princesses.
How do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
That's fine. Oh, it doesn't give me another option. Okay.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
I like that. Or I like the way it's written. It's very interesting. I'm trying to decide which of these I enjoy art-wise. I like this one up here, this one, and this one. This one's kind of happy looking. I don't know if I like this one. This one's the least good.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit.
They just don't fit.
We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Yeah, this one's not very cute at all.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
These are so mean. Why would I ever say them? It's going to be okay.
She's gone.
We've done all this before. The gift of a fragile vessel? What happened? That's not good. See the script. Okay, I'm sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Oh, I missed this one. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths unwalked. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. And then she says, I'm sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Okay.
You're on a...
Yeah, we know. Okay, I'm gonna cut to the ghost girl. We're gonna branch off from her again. Okay, so here we are. Ghost, very cute princess. Let's wait and see how things play out. I didn't take the blade, by the way.
I don't have that annoying knife anymore. So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe?
Hopefully I did this correctly.
Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
So would I, not from me though. Let's just go straight to it. My goal, because I've explored most of these, my goal is to get her to possess me. What do you want? Okay, clearly slaying you isn't going to work. What do you want?
I want what you took from me. A life. A real life. I just want to go home.
Okay, according to this, I haven't shown that piece of dialogue before.
A way back to where I belong. This place won't let me leave. At least not alone. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
That one we've seen before, though.
Maybe we should just leave.
Yeah, Okay, thank you. Sounds great. Do it.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a...
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
Don't thank me yet.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone.
Okay, let's just go through. Leave the basement.
Your legs, weary.
Take the blade.
You reach forward and mindlessly take the blade from the table. What do you plan to do with it?
Let's slay the princess.
Isn't that an interesting idea? I hadn't even considered it as an option. Slaying her would slay you. Are you sure you're willing to do that?
I have to in order to see
Of course we're
what
sure.
happens.
The decision has already been made. All right then. Better this than ferrying her out of here.
After all that, you're really just going to stab me again?
I'd rather not, but doing so
Yeah,
gives me a good route, or a new
She's
route.
Scared. No point wasting more time. Do it. You lift the blade, then plunge it deep into your guts. Pain spreads quickly through your torso as you attempt to turn its edge up towards your heart. The princess, her spirit bound to your prison of flesh as she had once been bound to the basement's prison of stone, cries out in agony as you slice through organ and muscle.
I don't want to die in you. I thought you finally understood me, but instead you just wanted to hurt me again.
That sounds so bad when you put it that way. Try to put it nicer.
Your skin roils and bucks as she violently pushes against it from the inside. Bits of her seep through, white and glowing with ethereal light, but still the walls of your prison hold.
If only I could drag you with me and make you understand. But that's not the way things get to go for me, is it?
It would certainly be interesting. Though being dead does sound dull. And you are about to be dead. Again.
Yeah, this dialogue is already different from what it originally was.
Get away from me, you cold little freak.
You feel a dull tear, like strips of meat being delicately peeled from bone, but it doesn't matter how delicate the hands if you are the meat. You have been stripped away from yourself, or stripped away from something that used to be you, or stripped away from something that used to be important. At the very least, you have been stripped away from something. It always hurts to forget at first, but then you forget the pain.
We were so close to leaving, and now look at you. Look at me. Is this what you wanted?
Unfortunately, yes. The words come from both inside and outside of your head. Before you, on the ground, is a writhing mass of flesh and scales and feathers. Okay, this is all new. I very much would like to save. And we're gonna save here. Is that me? Is that what I look like?
Oh, you're here too. Maybe trying to slay me was for the best, if it means you could leave those other voices behind. The two mean ones, at least. I feel kind of bad for the nice one, but we probably shouldn't think about them too much right now. They're a mess, and I don't think we can fix them. No point in worrying over messes that can't be fixed.
Gurgling liquid bubbles up from open pockets in the disintegrating mass in front of you. It is trying to speak, but it no longer has the tissue that speech requires.
Wait, if we need to leave together to get out, this could still count. We have to try before your, body stops being alive.
Sorry I stabbed us. A little too late for that.
It's okay, I'm sure you had your reasons, but I think we have to leave now. Come on, let's...
You are seated in a room that is empty. A chain digs into your wrist, binding one arm to the wall. It is quiet, and you are alone. This is what you deserve. This is what you deserve. This is what you deserve. Yeah.
Are you still there? Am I alone again?
Fuck. I kind of want to go back and see all those other options. So I'm going to save here. I don't think it'll matter. I think it all ends up here anyway, and those other options are just, Okay. This isn't what I wanted to do.
Oh, you're here. I thought I was going to be alone again. Maybe this is for the best. Maybe if we left together in that body, something horrible would have happened to us. Maybe this is how we're supposed to be. I hope the part of you that decided to stab us isn't the part of you that's with me. I don't really want to get stabbed a third time.
Okay. So that was different. In the sense of different dialogue. Did you mean to take me with you?
Oh, you're here. I didn't mean to bring you with me. I'm happy I only seem to have brought you. That's not nice of me to say. They weren't all bad, but they were definitely mostly bad. Maybe this means things between us can get better. Maybe everything that went wrong just came from them. I hope. Because I really wouldn't like to be stabbed a third time.
Okay, one more. I said one more. Can you hear me? Or can anyone hear you? Me?
So, you left with me? And it sounds like it's just the two of us now. I hope that means things are going to be better, even if we're still stuck. Maybe everything that was bad between us just came from them. I hope. Because I...
Okay, we're gonna go back at the beginning. That was good. I liked that. I'm still here.
Then at least I won't be lonely. It's nice to hear your voice. I mean, think your voice?
You're not mad at me, are you? That sounds good.
I don't know why you did what you did, but it's hard to be mad when you're just as stuck as I am.
You're different. Your whole mood is different.
I'm just trying to make the best of things. You could always make the best of things too, if you want. We both have a chance to start over.
And she sounds a lot like the damsel route.
Besides, there's something about you being in here with me that feels right. I never wanted to be your enemy.
I killed you though, and I tried killing you again.
I don't know what to say. I just feel fine right now. I think things happen for a reason. And if you trying to kill both of us is what it takes for you to finally see what I see, then I'm okay with that.
Are we still a ghost? Your gaze turns to your hands, solid, then translucent, then solid again.
Maybe? It's like sometimes we are and sometimes we aren't. Like we're something in between ghost and not ghost.
What are we supposed to do? Just wait for something to happen?
Well, that's what I've always done.
There has to be something for us to do other than
I
wait.
already told you I don't have any ideas. I did tell you that, right? Sorry if I didn't.
She actually didn't tell us that. She just said that's what we always have done. Oh, but I could ask it again. That's probably, you know... How are we supposed to get out of here?
I wish I knew, but I think we're probably stuck here until something happens.
If we're both here, then what happened to the others?
I don't know. I hope they're okay. Some of them, at least. I didn't like the one that kept bossing you around, and that quiet one kinda gave me the creeps. I liked that last one, though. He was nice. I hope he's okay.
I can't even remember. Okay, so we had the Cole, the hero, and the narrator. That's who she's referring to. Okay, not in that order. What happened to us? What happened to everything?
We're back at the beginning. My beginning. This is what happened to me last time.
This isn't what it was like the last time I died. The last time I died, I got a title card. That's funny. That's not an explore, though. Now that I think about it, both times I've been here, nothing happened until after I saw a title card. We haven't yet seen a title card yet. Okay, so I inserted that yet. I was confused. I kind of want to do this again, but...
You're kind of a broken record right now. Are you okay?
Okay, yeah, I was afraid she'd yell at me if I, like, asked the same thing again.
Maybe if I stop answering you, you'll say something else.
You'd have to keep picking the same option. You know that, right? That is the achievement I just got. Good thing I did that. This isn't what it was like the last time I died. The last time I died, I got a title card. I don't get the other option, so...
I've never gotten a title card. What did yours say?
The first one I got said Chapter 1, the hero and the princess, and then after we both died, I got Chapter 2, the specter.
Well, the first one is sweet.
Har, get your laughs
Well,
out.
it would have been very sweet if things didn't turn out so violent. But that doesn't mean that things can't get better from here. I think we need a new title card, though. How about Chapter 3, The Princess and the Dragon?
Ooh, reversing the order. I like it. The princess and the dragon? I thought I was maybe some sort of bird.
Well, They're similar, right?
Thematically, yes, they are, actually. The click of a latch and creaking hinges muffled. Something is here.
I guess you made it back here.
Your gaze turns back to your hands. They flicker once again.
We're still all wrong. It's like you don't really know what we're supposed to be.
A thump on the floorboards above, and then another. The scraping of metal against the surface. The flickering in your body stops. You are solid.
I know that sound. That's the knife. I guess it's hard to do anything without it.
Creaking hinges once again, but this time clear, closer. So, what do I look like? Am I going to say anything? Silence.
I guess not.
Movement on the stairs.
Thump. Thump. Thump.
And why am I so lumbering? And then a figure emerges, shrouded in a feathered darkness, the world trailing behind it. Its shining blade gleaming against the wooden walls, it stares at you with wild, hollow eyes. The hell am I?
You're you? You've always looked like this. You're scary sometimes, but looks only matter so much.
Don't let them know I'm here, or tell them I'm here. What do you want to do?
I guess we'll just have to talk to them.
So, here we are again. I'm back in chains and you have your knife. So, what are we going to do?
Do I get a voice? The head on the figure cocks to the side. Is it inquisitive, suspicious, hostile? Its emotions are unreadable.
I guess we could just stare at each other?
The silence holds. Why am I being so quiet? Is it because I'm not there?
No, I don't think so. You've always been a little quiet.
I can't hear what's going on in there anymore now that I'm back in my own body. Do you want to share your thoughts? It'd only be polite, really.
Oh, you would like to hear what we're thinking, wouldn't you?
Oh. Why am I surprised, actually? Like, I'm mildly surprised that I sound like the narrator. Of course I would. He raises the blade above his head, dangling it by the handle in front of his eyes.
But I think we hold the power right now.
Silence as the figure continues to stare with a wild grin, but does not act.
How dull. We've already had our discussions in private. I'd rather not keep listening to the rest of you run in circles, repeating the same arguments again and again and again. It was so much more interesting when we had someone to mediate.
So, I'm kind of curious, is it implying that the narrator's in control, or I don't know.
I'm sorry, did you just share privileged information with the enemy?
Okay, so they're just all in control. There's just, whenever they're a multi-system, like from Tumblr in 2013.
Well, it isn't privileged anymore, now is it? Do we really need all this secrecy? No, we don't. Yes we do. Sidebar, everyone, now. Chop chop.
They don't have to say it out loud. Silence as the mind in front of you falls back into itself. There's no response.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
They're not listening to me.
Right? How rude.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm not gonna let them push us around like this.
Hello?
Silence.
I'm trying to say something.
Silence again.
Hey, I said I'm talking now. Will you listen to me?
So you are, and very loudly. Do you have something to say?
Oops. I mean, yeah. I already know about all that privileged information because he's in here with me.
Oh, how Very interesting. Yeah, that changes things, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Oh, it changes things, all right. We get to take out 2 birds with 1 stone.
Why am I one of the birds?
Wait, what?
From what I remember, it's pretty easy to kill you the first time around. And this time you're back to being very... what's the word? Fleshy? Yes, exactly. That's precisely the word I was looking for. You're fleshy now. No more of that incorporeality. Trust me, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it would be easy.
That's funny. Also, why does he have teeth?
And
Aren't I a bird?
Are you doing this?
Oh, I most definitely am.
You feel small as the monster in front of you attacks, blade raised and wings spread.
Before anything happens, I just wanted to let you all know that we are not all on board with this. Now, we voted.
Did we?
It was not a majority decision. But we did have a plurality. He shouldn't count. Says who? Says me. He's not one of us. He's been here since the beginning. The old chum really deserves a say. Besides, you'll all thank us when this is finally over and we are officially on top. But enough chatter.
Okay, is that the opportunist that's going on?
Oh, so you finally decided to do something, have you?
Silence for just a moment as cold eyes regard you. And then silence still as soft eyes hesitate. You can feel the sharp sting of cold metal sliding deep into your chest, but you can feel something else too. Fear as your legs wobble and then as...
Princess collapses against the wall. See? That was easy. It was too easy. It felt bad.
I don't want to be this guy again.
Don't feel bad. Life is all about taking the easy wins. You don't think the people at the top got there because they worked for it, do you?
Okay, so yeah, he was the opportunist.
I mean, of course they did. Hard work is important. Yeah, hard work often goes unappreciated. Why bother? Yeah, screw hard work. I guarantee you that anyone who's anyone has done nothing but take shortcuts.
I like that she has the old stab wounds from before.
Am I supposed to find that impressive? Of course you are. I got us here, didn't I? Yes, everyone's very impressed with your accomplishments. But in case you hadn't noticed, she isn't dead yet. So how about you finish this before you start celebrating yourself?
What are you waiting for? You won, didn't you? Not that it's hard executing a helpless captive.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, okay? Oh hey, I'm back in my body. Good to be back, boys. Let's finish the job. I wish it was an option that said, good to be back, boys, and then you, save her. That's what I would do. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Oh, you're different. You're back, just as I intended. I was never cut out for leadership, really.
That's you in that body again, isn't it? I thought it felt a little empty in here. I'm hurt, but I'll live. If you'll let me. Will you? Or are you still going to kill me?
Yeah, sorry about that. Let's, save, because... I'm obviously not going to kill you.
And the only thing left to do is cut me out of here. You should give the knife to me, though. What if you using it kicks you out of your body again?
Okay, listen. I know you're in charge again, but this is obviously a trick. We can't trust her. We literally just stabbed her.
I like that, his delivery of this early part was really nice. I like that it was, like, kind of, an attempt at being smooth.
Someone's gonna have to take a leap of faith eventually.
Give her the blade.
You hand the blade to the princess, who gingerly cuts herself free from her bindings. You maniac.
That's gingerly? It looks like, I don't know, I guess if she's a Jedi, then that makes sense. It's like, that looks like one swipe.
And then what happens? Then, as her chains clatter to the floor, she turns her back on you and hurls the blade through the basement window, never to be seen again. No, 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 no. You need the blade to deal with her.
Only we had the Contrarian with us, he would approve.
I'm so glad that's behind us. Come on, let's get out of here.
She reaches forward and takes your hand in hers before excitedly pulling you towards the basement stairs. Yeah? And what does it feel like? Is it nice? Why do you want to know? You can tell a lot of things about someone from their handshake. I want to know more about the person we decided unanimously to throw our lot in with.
That's still funny.
Ugh, whatever. It's delicate and tender.
Like what, a steak?
So even through everything, she hasn't forgotten what it's like to have a heart. That'll do.
Oh, that's just, those are both, they're both food related, delicate and tender, so that was my immediate thought. It's like some kind of food.
The two of you rush up the basement stairs together. Ugh.
Why does the narrator hate romance so much?
Welcome back, by the way. Yes, we all missed you so very much. I missed you the most.
Yeah, I bet.
You weren't even here until he was gone. Whatever, it doesn't matter. If you step through that door, you're damning every single person alive. You do realize that, yes?
Yes.
Who cares?
One last door, and then we're free. I'm down a hand, so you'll have to be the one to open it.
Step into your freedom.
Twist the doorknob in your hand and step forward into the world you've damned.
Oh, that almost
Even
rhymes.
The princess fall to the ground, exhausted.
Almost expected a second near rhyme.
I hope this all comes back to bite you, do you hear? I hope you're forced to feel the weight of all the regret there's ever been.
Shut up. But he doesn't finish his thought before disappearing entirely, and you find yourself free from any of the regrets he wished upon you.
I didn't think I'd ever get to be happy, but I think I am. I just didn't realize that being happy would feel so cold.
But I want my princess. Stop taking her away from me. Your peace does not last, nor can it ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go?
What once was
Should we
one,
try
then
and
was
find
two.
her?
That was the, you know, the
What's
achievement
that?
I got.
Mirror.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is perspectives bleeding into one. You know her better than you know yourself. She will make for an empathetic heart.
Great.
Do not mourn her, for you would not mourn yourself.
How do you know that? Okay. I'm going to, go back,
I
save.
will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Okay, yeah. I got another one. Oh, an empathetic heart.
You're on a path in the...
Shut up. Okay, I'm gonna save here, and then I'm going to go through some of the other options. And then we'll pick up again from here.
So you are there. You're just choosing not to say anything. Okay.
Oh, that's a new piece of dialogue. Wait. Time passes, you are still
Waiting
here.
has always worked for me before, but nothing's still happening. Maybe we just have to wait some more.
Oh, I was hoping for another option that just let me say nothing. So we haven't seen a title card yet.
You've gotten title cards? What did they say?
No, this is stupid. You're going to laugh at me.
No, I won't. I promise. I want to know what it's like to be you.
Never mind, forget I said anything.
I'm sorry. This is our 3rd time here, right? So that would make this Chapter 3. Chapter 3, The Princess and the Dragon.
I don't actually know what I look like. Is that accurate?
I think so. You're kind of scary looking, like really scary looking.
If I'm so scary looking, how is it that, like... how do I word this? Like, there's some princesses that are, like, really... that are really scary looking. How does that go with, you know, if I'm scary? Like, what I'm trying to say is that sometimes the princesses are clearly bigger than us, and she'll usually call us or like bring attention to that. Like it's always seems like against the Razor or that that one demon-looking princess that I can't remember the name of, the adversary, that we're the underdogs. Your gaze turns to your hand, solid, then translucent, then solid again. I was gonna skip it, but it turns out we haven't seen this because I never questioned it before.
Huh. It's almost like you don't know what we are. We keep changing.
Okay, now we have seen all this. Freaking... oh. Say nothing. Silence.
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 Thumb.
Let's go with this. Quick, tell them I'm in here.
Okay, let's see what happens.
I'm not alone here this time. Part of you stayed with me when we split apart.
The head on the figure cocks to the side. Is it inquisitive, suspicious, hostile? Its emotions are unreadable.
You don't want to hurt that part of you, do you?
The silence holds. Am I arguing with myself in there? Has that always happened in real time? Yeah, I always thought about that, yeah.
Is that why you're always quietly staring?
I can't hear what's going on in there anymore now that I'm back in my own body. Do you want to share your thoughts? It'd only be polite, really.
Oh, you would like to hear what we're thinking, wouldn't you?
Okay, let's, But she knows about the Decider being gone. That would be a weird bluff to come up with if it weren't true. Wait, so... But I think we hold the power right now. That's where it left off. Maybe I should stop skipping, even though a lot of these lines we've seen.
Look, I love that you're trying to contribute, but I think we need to take a little sidebar. But I don't want to do it. I'm so sorry. This will just be a moment.
Silence as the mind in front of you falls back into itself.
Well, okay. I guess we wait for an answer.
It's rude, though.
Yeah, but I guess there isn't much we can do about it.
And so you wait.
My apologies. They're really being quite dull in here.
And wait.
We're not being dull, we're strategizing. Now, if you would all just bear with me.
And wait.
And decision made.
I hope it's a good one.
Good for us, not for you. But we get to take out 2 birds with 1 stone. From what I remember, it's pretty easy to kill you the first time around. And this time you're back to being very... what's the word? Fleshy? Yes, exactly, that's
And are you doing this?
Oh, I most definitely am.
You feel small as the monster in front of you attacks, blade raised and wings spreading.
Before anything happens, I just wanted to let you all know that we are not all on board with this. Now, we voted. It was not a majority decision, but we did have a plurality. He shouldn't count. Says who? Says me. He's not one of us. He's been here since the beginning. The old chum really deserves to say. Besides, you'll all thank us when this is finally over.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so you finally decided to...
Okay, we're just doing this again, okay. It's good to be back, boys. Finish the job.
Oh, you're different. You're back, just as I intended. I was never cut out for leadership, really. I guess we're really seeing this through then. You certainly are. Blade raised, you leap towards the princess with killing intent.
That's you in there again, isn't it? I didn't think you'd want to kill me anymore. Not after everything we've been through together.
I don't, but unfortunately...
But you ignore her words, and as the blade sinks into soft tissue...
It's very distressing. You're torn between two places.
Come back to me!
You are power and you are weakness. You are hope and you are despair. You are acceptance and you are rejection. You are the canvas and you are the painter. You are the victim and you are the victimizer. You are life and you are death. The hero and the princess and the dragon.
Don't let us die here.
You slam the door in your own face.
Don't let everything die here. You have to end this.
His words are empty, hollow echoes, the ravings of a ghost.
Please.
But he is already gone. The threads all tie themselves together into a loop that does not end.
We're back together again.
You look at your hands, tattered and stained in memories.
Maybe. Why were we fighting each other?
I don't know.
We needed something to do.
Then I guess we need something to do again.
To new beginnings!
I didn't think being together would feel so cold. It shouldn't feel like this. It didn't before.
Interesting.
She's gone. Where
The
did she
Princess
go?
and the Dragon, and the Princess and the
Should we
Dragon,
try
and the
and find
Princess
her?
and the Dragon. That's the achievement I just got.
Is that a mirror?
She definitely looks different. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is perspectives bleeding into one. You know her better than you know yourself. She will make for an empathetic heart.
It's the same one. Or it's the same heart.
Do not mourn her, for you would not mourn yourself.
Okay, I think I'm gonna just go back one more time. See if, I don't think there's any other major things that I could do before, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so none of this mattered, so we're gonna just go with that.
Well, the first one is sweet.
I'm still a hero. I've been trying to save the world. You know, a villain to one person might be a hero to others.
Well, maybe you're just misguided. And the story's not over yet. We might still find a happy ending. But I think it's time we start a new chapter. How about Chapter 3, The Princess and the Dragon.
I'm gonna save here so I can just do those last few ones. Oh, reversing the order. I like it.
Thanks. I thought it would be fun.
Okay, so much for that. Casting yourself as the main character, I see. Very humble.
I don't think princesses are supposed to be humble. I'm royalty, aren't I?
Yeah, she got you there. Wait, am I a dragon? Hell yeah.
Does being called a dragon make you happy? You're kind of scary looking, like, really scary looking.
I think that's it. So let's say nothing.
Yeah, that's a real good chapter title, Princess.
Ha, that's funny. Okay, well, I don't think I have any other options. Let me just make sure. I've done this one and this one, so don't let them know I'm
Do
here.
you think they'll get mad? Do you think they'll get violent?
So, here we are again. I'm back in chains and you have your knife. So,
What if I wait for them to finish?
Yeah, I guess. It's not very nice, though.
And so you wait.
My apologies. They're really being quite dull in here.
Okay, so nothing different there. Let's see what we got here. How about drop the blade?
Are you... The blade tumbles uselessly from your hands and clatters to the floor. You're different, aren't you? You're back! Just as I intended! I was never cut out for leadership, really.
Oh, it's you in there now, isn't it? I thought it got a little quiet. What happens now?
I heroically save the princess. But I don't know.
well, what if we try again, only we do it right this time? We can leave together and we can even do it in 2 separate bodies.
Absolutely not. I don't think there's much you can do about it if that's the choice he makes. But no, I think I'd like to see what happens.
Okay, I'd like that. But we still have to get me out of these chains. I know that dropping the knife was like this big symbolic gesture for you, but we still need it, just for a minute.
It's funny.
You should give it to me, though. What if you using it kicks you out of your body again?
Oh, that's something I can check. What happens if I cut her out?
Listen, I know
Shut up,
someone's gonna have to
opportunist.
take...
Let's cut her free on your own.
You go to cut the princess from her bindings, and as the blade slices into her wrist,
You were pulled back across the threshold.
Oh, I felt that. You're back.
Menace permeates the hollow eyes in front of you.
Oh no, you're back.
sorry, girlie, but we're seeing this through.
The monster in front of you pulls the blade back and drives it into your heart. Oh, so then it just does the thing again?
Don't leave me.
Okay, this is a continuation of the first one, where I got back into my body and then just freed her, and then that was it. It was great. Don't know why I have to go through all this killing. Well, I do, but whatever. Okay, let's just go to the cabin. I'm just gonna go until the next meaningful change. Okay, so I took the knife. Let's say something. Just checking in on you.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
I make normal footsteps
You
when
walk
I'm
down
me.
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's so cold. Focus on the task.
Yeah, we know.
And there you
Uh-huh.
are.
Slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Why couldn't I have this kind of princess when I was stuck with her?
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Let's give up.
Are you serious? As internal bleeding sets in, the blade falls from your trembling hands, clattering to the ground uselessly. You lacked the will to finish the job, your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before her. The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you. This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
I gave up. You didn't win.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff.
Thank God he has shoes.
And then she brings her knee to your throat. She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
Can a windpipe shatter?
That's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Tower.
You're on a path. You're here.
Okay, let's just go.
A warning. She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
That's what they all say.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
Let's proceed to the
That's
cabin.
what you want. I guess I don't have a say here.
There wasn't even another option.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
And a ladder.
The blade is your implement. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
After being told we were really big before. Or scary looking, I should say. Also, we're not small. This place is clearly just big. Let's save here. I said... Okay. We're not... you know what? Yeah, let's check
That's
what the broken has to
because there
say.
isn't a mirror. There's the altar. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
It's a bright ray of sunshine, this one.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like? He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
You look like some kind of horrible monster. I care about whether I'm being lied to. There's a mirror.
As do I. And yeah, there is.
I usually pick the middle one, but,
I'm not
you know.
lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
By me. How does it go? Do what needs to be done by me. Something, something. I think I made that reference like 2 videos ago. Let's just enter the basement. Actually, let's take the blade first. Let's save here so I don't have to go through that, or potentially go through that dialogue again. I'm gonna take the blade first.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Glad that we did all that without the mention of the ladder. Enter the basement. And the mirror just disappears of its own free will.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice.
Why?
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
That's a slightly different reading, I think.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
How do you get so cocky just because you killed me when I gave up?
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Continue down the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
I'm not a big fan of this princess. I know some people like her, but it's not just because the original iteration of this princess had very little going on. So I'm hoping that they added some things for her this time around.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
It'd be funny if I could just kill myself in front of her.
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
No.
As
Tighten your
if on
grip.
command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
You could have just described us as not dropping the blade. It would have been fine.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this. You should be the first. You're the only one I'd trust to deal with her. Then you shouldn't have trusted us. There was nothing we could do to stop her then. And there's nothing we can do to stop her now.
God, the broken sucks.
He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been here before and she absolutely destroyed us. What are we even supposed to do to stop her? That's worrying. Whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Remain silent.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen? You're less broken than I thought. Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
It's what I
No
want too.
objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Sorry for the cut there. I had to do something for a second. Okay. Why? What are you going... Wait, what are you going to try and make me do with it? I'm going to kill you. You're not kidding about that divine hand. Who's doing this? Is it her? Is it you? No. Pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
I hate you so much, all of you. Stop making me do things. I'm going to kneel here forever. I would like to kneel here forever. But apparently all I can do is
You
stand.
can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
So? I don't think we stand on equal ground. I am much better than you.
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
I would have been happy to do that if that was what I did, like, immediately upon entering the room. I think that'd be really funny, but, you know.
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
End this.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Looks like he has a trade offer for me.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't! As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's what she wants.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Let's continue to slay the princess.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you
Oh, did
finish
we
crossing
make it?
the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Those are very different things.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
I said no, resist. Let's slay the princess.
Yes, though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we? You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
It says that I've seen this all before, but I don't remember any of this.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
Oh, right. Now I remember. She turns into one we've already seen.
Monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Fury. Yeah. So we've done this one,
On a path in the woods.
but we have a
At
different
the end
voice
of
in
the
our
path-
head.
Okay, what the hell is that?
That's funny. I'm gonna continue for a little while just to see if there's any different choices because I have a different voice in my head.
I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Oh, probably not because the stubborn showed up.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was, and ever will be.
Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
Feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You'd better all listen to me when the time comes to make a choice. I don't even know if it's worth it.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really got to say anything.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
I hate this guy.
We died. If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change. Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
Okay, I'm not going to continue with this. I think it's probably just going to be the basic thing, and I don't want to do like every single possible variation because there's a lot. So I'm going to go back and maybe, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll pledge myself to her. Okay, let's drop it.
The blade slips from your finger. We didn't have to do that.
Whoops.
And yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
He's just tall.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Kneel.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are. What draws you back here beyond the empty hull? Speak!
The last time, nobody should have... Then you
Okay.
shouldn't have tried.
We already got that, so how about you're supposed to end the world? Or we could just... No, let's do that.
Weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
She's inevitable like Thanos. Let's see. I don't know if I want to do this just yet. How about just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
What would you have me do? What would you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can. Easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
That first line, people like modern writers really need to take that line to heart. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. There's plenty of movies, some video games, that is fundamentally the essence of the story, and they're all shit stories. Because it's like a villain motivation. It's not an actual heroic journey to suddenly realize that, oh, you had the strength in you all along, and then you just will yourself to become what you were meant to be the whole time. It's not good.
The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity.
Man, Sega wasn't that good.
The song of you being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
Isn't Dawn a dish soap?
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
I'm worried that this will... I want to try something different. So I'm gonna save here and hope that picking this one gives me something different.
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Or does it just throw me into this route again?
No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't.
Okay, yeah, all of that is
You
the
reach
same.
forward.
Still
You can
the
feel a creaking
same.
tent. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand.
Yeah, we know,
I'll
I
take
know.
that knife in your...
What? You don't have to listen to her.
Let's just end this.
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it...
Oh, I can't even resist. Well, that is different. Okay. So yeah, sure, I'll slay myself.
No, you can't just slay yourself. You're perfectly healthy and capable, and all you have to do is ignore her and do what has to be done. The blade and the hand that wields it remain firmly locked in place until you change your mind and decide to do literally anything else.
Look at you quaking against my will. An ant defying a god.
It'd be very impressive considering ants are barely alive.
It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion. But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else in there. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I
don't care what you are. You're mine.
That was pretty good.
You bring the blade to your neck. You slice through soft flesh, severing veins and arteries, your blood flowing freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain won't last forever. No.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
I know you will.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Apotheosis, Chapter 3. I don't know why I read that backwards.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path... Oh, let me guess. And at the end of the path is a cabin! Excuse me? Come on, man. We can see it right in front of us. And besides, we've been here like, what, 5 times already?
It's like
I
twice.
think this is 3. Who cares? The woods are always the worst part anyway. Nothing ever happens in them. I care. Every single time you've been here, it means an entire other reality has been damned to oblivion. One reality is already an incalculable loss. And there is a massive difference between 3 and 5.
Also, wasn't he... I guess he's fine now.
Feels
That's
like the
fine.
numbers getting thrown around here are too big not to be abstract.
3 and 5.
Numbers like 5. Numbers like entire realities. At the end of the day, it's all just silly, isn't it? None of us can count to a whole reality, and he's asking us to think about the difference between 3 and 5. You're already starting to lose the thread. Just because you can't personally sum up the contents of an entire reality doesn't mean that the people inhabiting it don't contain moral value. If you have any sense of ethics left in there, if you have any moral compass, please, you have to stop her.
No, I'm not going to.
Don't you get it? Might makes right, and she didn't even have to touch us last time to prove her power.
Okay, I changed my mind. Let's go kill
So
her.
what? Just because she made us kill ourselves, we're supposed to submit to her authority without question? I knew when to surrender to our better. You would have lost eventually anyway, and it would only have made her angry. It would only have made things worse for all of us. Oh, for the love of... Can you all please just get on with it? You're not making this any easier for yourselves. Do we even have agency right now? We either do what she wants, or we do what he wants. Either way, we're listening to somebody. Please, nothing in life is a binary. Obviously, we find a third choice that nobody wants.
Ah, that's perfect.
You all talk about choices and freedom, but there is no choice when it comes to the will of a god.
I'm going to cut you off right there. She is not a god, and the more times you fail, the harder it becomes for you to succeed. But the fact that you're still here means you still have a chance to pull this off. So, princess, dangerous, cabin, slay, now.
Okay, now, hold on. I have so many questions. I don't like the way that's written. That whole sequence was something I've never read or seen before, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure I've gotten this princess before. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I got to this princess without the contrarian, and that's what's different. Okay, so hold on. I have so many questions now.
And right now, you have neither the time nor the mental acuity to handle a single response. It's now or never.
Okay. I think that he means that literally. I don't think my choice here matters. So let's just head to the cabin.
But a great and horrible change is already underway. The ground quakes beneath your feet, and you feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway, then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else.
The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she will be free.
Any, words of warning? You already know everything you need to know.
Proceed into the cabin.
As you step forward, the cabin explodes.
Oh, good. He's dead.
You're flung backwards, violently slamming into a tree as debris rains down around you. You watch in paralyzed awe and terror as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast space as she stands upright to face you. The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end. And this is always how it was going to begin.
We didn't do anything.
There's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now or never.
Hey, funny one. Didn't you say something about a third option earlier? One that would make everyone unhappy?
Well, we could always run away, right? To where? I don't know. Anywhere.
You're all ruining the moment of her ascension. Have you no respect for the divine?
Let's, I don't think fleeing does anything interesting, so let's take the blade.
With a grim determination, you yank the blade from the trunk. Yeah, this feels right. She doesn't get to just smugly stand over us like we don't matter. Let's take her down a peg.
You're not going to win. You know that, right? What are you going to do with that tiny blade? Give her a scratch?
Yes.
Even if that's all we manage, I'd rather go down swinging. See how everything's floating around her? I bet we could make it if we just jumped really hard. You gather yourself, closing your eyes and shutting out the towering vision of the princess. There is only her and you. That's all there ever was. It's time to face her.
Charge into oblivion.
You launch yourself towards the princess. The pull of her gravity catches you, carrying you across the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Such defiance even now. Do it then. Show me what you think it takes to end that which is destined to end everything.
Don't you see how hopeless this is? She fears nothing.
That's right, she doesn't. So she has no idea what she's in for. With a heavy thump, you land on her chest.
I guess that's the place to be.
It's now or never. We've come this far. Let's take it home.
Carve into her divine heart.
You strike, but her skin is like steel. Though you stab at her again and again, the wounds are superficial, mere etchings in a sprawling surface.
We go inside her mouth and then attack her from the inside.
You see? It was always pointless. All this has done is bring us close to her. And how beautiful it is to be so close.
Don't be such a pervert.
It's not pointless, it can't be. We wouldn't be here if there wasn't some hope we could succeed.
Is that all?
The princess plucks you from her chest, pinching the scruff of your neck delicately between two fingers as she brings you to eye level.
I thought that this was my arm, but I think that's just like a piece of debris.
I forgive you your transgressions, but my destiny is inescapable.
Also, this is new, because before when you tried to attack her like this, it just like faded before you got to her.
She thinks she's so much better than us. There has to be something else we can do. We're not going out like this.
He offered us forgiveness. You would turn down such an incredible gift. You would turn away from her glory for something as petty as pride.
You would give up your pride for something as petty as this thing? Let's hurl the blade at her eye.
Yes, let's give her something to remember us by. You concentrate your will to a fine point and hurl your blade at the princess's eye. It flies through the night sky and then nothing. She could never be harmed by...
That's actually funny. That's like comedic timing. And the sudden stop of the music.
It pierces her cornea.
Oh, that sucks.
She howls, recoiling in pain, and you fall from her distracted hand.
I've had a scratched cornea before. It's not great.
the ground with a painful thud. She narrowly misses you as she comes crashing down to her knees.
So I've misread you. You are not the willful key that will turn the lock of my liberation. You are an enemy to be smitten by my hand!
The princess holds up her monumental hand, its glowing palm radiating a blinding light. It grows and grows until it's all you can see. And then you erupt, your very soul mere kindling to her light. The inferno incinerates everything that is you. And with it... No, that's not right. Why is it hot? I'm not supposed to be able to feel anything. Oh no. Oh no.
You leave me no other choice. Suffer for the crime you have committed against my divine body. Damnation will purify us both.
There is nothing left to burn, yet still you persist amid a world unraveled.
It's cold now, and I feel small. I thought I was everything. But I'm no better than you, am I?
So that was different. I definitely prefer that to just like you're valiantly jumping towards her and then it like fades away and you go here and then that was it. This is much better. Something to remember you by. Leave a divine being with a blinding scar. Awesome. The voices all have burned away. Interesting. They're gone once again. They weren't here before. This line probably should have been altered. You've withered. Let's just see what she has to say about this vessel. What do you think of this vessel?
This one sits at the cusp of awakening. A new god waiting to be born. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart.
I don't want a terrifying heart.
Do not mourn her, for she has finally found her light.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna keep this one. So, let's go back and then I'm gonna save. And then... I was thinking, like, do I even want to do the submit routes? And you know what? I think I'm good. I think I'm just gonna go back. Okay, I cut all the way over here. I actually did the entire first chapter already. What this is I took the blade and then I freed her. So it should be the prisoner. I kind of skipped through the title card. So let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning, she will lie.
We know.
The interior
Yep, this is the
cabin
prisoner.
is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the only the blade.
So what I'm going to do is just leave her here. Or kill her. I haven't decided. One of those. Let's take the blade. That gives me more options. We've already done this one, so I'm gonna be skipping through all the dialogue. I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. Let's leave the princess in the basement.
By divine will, just as you finish the thought, you hear a door slam. I'm afraid you won't be leaving until the task is finished. It doesn't matter how many chains she's in, without your intervention, she'll find a way out eventually.
No, so much for that. At least she still has that cute head back on.
That's not fair. Unless you deal with her right here, right now, she will remain an existential threat to the entire world. What seems unfair to you is fair for everyone else. Huh. So it's not even safe to think. I see how it is.
How surprising. They locked you down here too.
Slay the princess.
Without a moment of hesitation, you charge the princess, your blade primed to deliver a lethal strike.
I am not a damsel to be helplessly murdered.
As you move to strike the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists.
Oh, apparently haven't seen this yet.
In an instant, they're around your neck. Both of you
Even though
drop
this
into
is
the
clearly
ground as
just
she
what
pulls
happens
them
if you get
taut,
close to her.
Bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly.
Drop it, or you die.
I thought this was going to be a safe move, but she's going to kill us. Just listen to her. Do what she says. How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Let's slay the princess.
Steal your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
You didn't help me in the first place.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Whoops.
I don't like this. It was too easy.
No, it was fine.
It was not too easy. We almost died. That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably. Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now.
Your reward is the pristine blade.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
Here we go. I didn't mean for it to go all the way over here. Holy shit. This is what I wanted. I wanted the gray. It's because I got here before in the first video, but I didn't actually do it. I'm gonna have to go back and we're gonna read all this. Let's see, where do I start here? God, it really just skipped a lot of shit. Okay, you're on a path in the woods. Voice of the skeptic. See, that wasn't so bad, and now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place. So much for me trying to do their voices. I forgot that I was reading the skeptic. He has that gravel in his voice. There's so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling. That's a little dark, buddy. Are you feeling okay? I'm feeling nothing, and I like that just fine. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is this time? Oh, what count is it this time, too? It's our third. What gave it away? Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that, other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first. So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The most information you have, the more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed. It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade. I'm gonna try to speed this up. And now she's dead, and I doubt that she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave. You already slew her, and you survived. Yes, then why pretend you're here? Oh yes, that one. We killed ourselves. Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward. Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy. We were bored. There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. You killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything. How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? Okay. Finally, we can continue. Oh, the world doesn't stay saved if you die.
If the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead.
It's raining. It wasn't raining last time, or the time before that. The whole path is different.
Yes, things are different, aren't they? If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Her influence? What's that supposed to mean? It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be. And what is that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse. Oh, come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been through enough?
Don't we deserve to know?
No. Is there a reason it would be raining?
If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
Whatever happens next, it seems, yeah, we're just gonna go to the cabin.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright?
Okay, so the gray, there are actually two grays, and I'm wondering if they're different, because both of them last time were extremely short and brief. They had, like, no choices, no real dialogue. It's quite pathetic. I think that's why they were very unpopular princesses. So I want to see if they added anything to either gray.
What we do is entirely up to us.
And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right?
You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world.
And the way he says that makes me think that, like, oh, these guys are the Scooby Gang.
That's what you say. But how can we be sure?
Just rolled up in the mystery machine.
We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us.
Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world.
Why?
Because we should. I don't know. It's important.
Is it?
Yes. I think.
For all we know, the world that you're talking about isn't even real.
Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else?
Yes, in fact, I do think that.
Maybe we are.
This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Let's proceed into the cabin.
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall.
Is that her?
It's like she isn't even there.
See? We killed her.
She still has the knife in her chest.
You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time.
Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room.
The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. There's a mirror, that's it.
The mirror?
Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
Maybe we ate it.
But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too?
Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
But there's no door. Let's just approach the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's so hazy. We should try and clean it off.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down.
Yeah, we can see it now.
So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
No way left to go but down.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement groans open. The air is foul and wet,
so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation.
You say algae? Is that a valid pronunciation? I always said algae.
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters. There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Okay, so last time, none of this mattered. Let's see, or like the non-pristine cut version, none of this mattered. Let's see if like any of this matters. I'm sorry about last time. Are we good?
You receive no response.
Okay, so far it's the same.
Do you think she's upset with us? I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed. She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset. You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
Proceed down the stairs.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
Oh, looks like he's dead. We win.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do? She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is.
Was she, like, pretending?
Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't.
Okay, so beforehand, whenever you try to talk to her, she said literally nothing.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
Well, besides this, what I mean is she did not respond to what you said. I only killed you after you killed me first. We're even now. We don't need to do this again.
But she doesn't answer your
question.
question.
Here we go.
All she does is watch
it's just gonna
in shadowed silence.
Rise up and we're gonna drown, and that's gonna be great.
Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it? It is, and it's rising fast. Well, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel.
Probably feel like shit.
Bad, I bet.
Yeah, there you go. It'd be bad.
I don't think dying ever feels good. Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
It says that this is a new line. So I'm gonna save, just in case. Beforehand, if you rush to the blade or to the door, it would just immediately cut off, and then you would drown. So let's rush for the blade.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps. The door bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall. You come to a moment later,
Oh, this is new.
suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out.
It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this?
Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out. Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Okay, so there was like one extra line.
You're
Because I'm
dragged
gonna be
under,
dragged down.
only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please.
The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix.
And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along.
But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs filled with water, the same your mind filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
But your lungs don't fill, nor will they ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory
She's
returns.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
Okay, I'm just gonna go see what she has to say about the vessel. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is guarded sorrow. She saw herself as alone, but in the end had the courage to share with another. She will make for a deep heart.
What exactly did she share? Death?
Do not mourn her. She has finally been heard.
Okay, I don't think this matters too much, so let's go back and let's test out if any of this does anything.
No, you're killing yourself.
The water is rising faster now. It's flowing in from some unseen place, and judging by the height of the algae on the stairs, it has no intention of stopping anytime soon. You feel it creeping up your back, so cold that it steals the very warmth from your flesh, leaving a smothering numbness in its place. Are you really just going to stand there and let yourself die?
Yeah, let's think. Where is it coming from?
It's coming from some unseen place.
It's the least helpful DM ever.
Does it really matter where it's coming from? Because I can feel it rising. I don't think we have much time to sleuth.
Yes, it matters. Maybe we can find a way out. Maybe we can figure out a way to make this work. This is just a puzzle. We can solve it.
Some things aren't puzzles to be solved. Sometimes you're doomed from the start. Most people are. Yes, most people are doomed. But in case you need reminding, everyone will be doomed forever unless you stop her.
I'm going to drown.
If this is how you're choosing to spend your last breaths, I won't stop you. But it won't make any difference.
The water is up to your chin. You lose your footing, bobbing helplessly in the putrid flood pool. Suddenly, the door to the basement is thrown from its hinges.
Okay, so There's that. And if we go for the door, it's just gonna do that again. So okay, I'm gonna cut real fast. Okay, we're back. And this is the last one, as in like that was the last one, the gray. So we're gonna save, and we're gonna save over on 9 here. And I'm not entirely sure what I want to do here. I'm thinking I'm going to, well, first of all, you know what? I'm going to main menu. That's what I want. I think what I'm gonna do is do one more princess. I'm gonna see my memories. I want to check if there's any difference between the gray, the drowned gray and the burning gray. Is they're basically the same except one you die by fire. I just want to see. Okay, yeah, none of these are different enough. So yeah, that's the end of this video, and we're gonna go back to memories. I don't know why I escaped it. Let's see our new vessels. We got the tower. Doubt forces the hand of fealty. And here, the stranger, a peek behind the curtains, likely far too soon. The apotheosis, to struggle and fail against the divine is to welcome it into your heart. The princess and the dragon, to excise another is to excise oneself. The gray, feelings buried like knives in hearts. That one's not very well written. So that was only 4 princesses. And we have 4 more left. Which is perfect, actually. Pretty much. Although I'm not entirely sure. I guess so. It's just weird how they consider some to be different and some not to be. Because I'm pretty sure I know what this is. I'm not entirely sure what this one is. I definitely know this one. I know we haven't done it yet. Okay, wait a second. These both seem the same to me. Or like the same princess. So I'm surprised that they're different vessels. Maybe... Well, whatever. Maybe I'll have to just look them up. So next video, I'm going to... Here we have our 3 different games, and each one has 1 left. So next video, I will... Memories. I'll do 1 just on its own. And then the other 3, I'm going to do as the final ones of each of my saved games that are like almost done. And then from those, we'll do 3 different endings. And I'll probably have to do 1 more ending on my own, or like 1 or 2 more endings on my own. They're like minor variations. And until then, I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the, admittedly, it seems like I didn't do a whole lot this video compared to the others, but you know, maybe we're running out of content. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.